All right, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fourever Rivals. How is everyone? We've already got a bunch of people here saying hello. We got Josh, who's always here. Hi, how are you, Joshy boy? And Torps here I think he was on about 6:30, man. I saw his comments were on, and then Jimmy, lids off now, mate. Lids off now. Big Carlton supporter. So everyone's in there. Oh, here we go. We got him back. We got Marco back. Where did you go?
Sorry, Bello. Something going with my internet.
Yeah, something wrong with the internet.
Maybe I forgot to pay the bills today. I can't afford to pay the internet bills. How you going, guys?
Anyway, good. Here we go. Let's get stuck straight into this. Hi, Rocco. What happened to Big Mouth Manny? Wow, let's go. Where's Big Mouth Manny? Yeah. Where else? Manny. Everyone wants to know where Manny is. Well, let me tell you where Manny is. Typical Collingwood supporter, the dud, when it really gets hard, they go missing, just like all their finals, mate. They just go missing. But they're a bunch of wimps. So stuff, Manny, he's out. And I'm telling you, this is exactly, for all the Carlton supporters who know this is exactly like when Boyd for Carlton got reported and got 3 weeks, and he hasn't gone back. He hasn't come back into the team. So I'm telling you, you go out, mate, and you just don't know if you're going to get back in. And so I'm telling you guys, that could have been the last you saw of Manny. But everyone knows Mark and Quinn, but we have someone special here. Welcome, Luca. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Now show everyone there that top there. You got the Magpies top, because we got a Magpies supporter.
Oh.
How's he going? Look at this, mate. Look at this. We've got the young buck here, mate. He's going to talk about, because we've got a big final coming up, haven't we? We've got a big final coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a big final. You shitting yourself? You could be tormented for the rest. You're only a young kid. This could torment you for the next 20, 30 years, man.
No, I have Dom Sheed that still torments me. So, I think this one might just get chucked under the list. Yeah, this will just be, added to the list if something happens this week.
I like it. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about all this. So we got the young buck here. I'm telling you, this bloke's good value. At least he understands the game, and at least he knows his team, because I've spoken to him before. So this is going to be a little bit of hard work for me, but I reckon I can get him. I got Manny to leave. I reckon I can get Luca to leave the show too, by the end of it. But
no chance.
Yeah, got a chance, mate. Trust me. You're done tonight.
I'm here for all of it.
We'll see. Quinny, how you going, mate?
Over the moon, Rock. Over the moon, mate. Never been better. Never been better.
You're over the moon. Everyone like, share, become a member of the Jumper Punch, except for Mark, because you're a tight ass. Is he serious or what?
He's trying again.
He's also in the comments. We're in the middle of a show. All right. So everyone subscribe, do all that. We got comments here. Good day. What do we got here? Good day, gentlemen. Wow, Manny lost some weight. Yeah, he's got to lose it. That's what he's got to do.
And he's growing some hair as well.
Yeah. What's this one here? Not just Rocker, you have to deal with, but all of us. Exactly, man. I'm telling you, man, the comments are going to be flying at the young buck there. Yeah. As soon as he said tight ass, he dropped out. Yeah, that's exactly right. As soon as you said tight ass, who's still not a member there, you dunce. All right, we're going to get straight into this, and let's talk some real business here. First of all, we have a premiership player. We don't fuck around on this show. We've got a premiership player. Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at the first pitch. Here he is.
There he is. The baldy at the back.
Premiers. Alston Wick Premiers, Division 3 men's reserves, and you can see him right in the middle there, taking all the limelight. Look at him go, mate. And he's got the medal on. Wait a sec, here we go. He's got the medal on. He's a premiership player.
Ready to go.
Now, Marco, that's the only time you're going to see that jumper win a premiership. Trust me, man. You're never going to see it in your senior side, mate.
Hey, Quinny, are the you guys called the Bombers?
No,
Is
just
it the Elswick Bombers or?
just Elstonwick or the Wick. The Wick is the nickname we run with.
Wicks.
Why would you want to weaken the team by calling them the Bombers?
We like winning finals, so we steered clear of the Bombers.
I love the colours, mate. I love the colours, Quinny, mate. You've done us proud, mate.
What we
The
done
black
here,
and red,
everyone,
mate.
Let's. Hey, Mark, I'm going to show you those colours actually winning. All right, let's have a bit of a look at this.
Come on, Queen.
It's a big noise there, mate.
Well done, mate.
Carry
Well
on.
done, mate. Hey, you got some moves there just quietly. Quinny, mate. I saw the sidestep.
Mate, I surprised myself sometimes. That was I didn't think I had that in me. I was very happy with that.
Look at
Watching
the
the
comments.
replay.
What a kick.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Black
everybody.
and red tomato sauce. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of it. Nobody wants to do that drug team proud. That's true, man. You're a bunch of
Fuck yes. Yeah, fuck it. You're druggies.
nicely done, Queen. Well done, Queen. Hey, look at this, mate. This has got to be a bit of a Queen Dusty, mate. I'm telling you, some of those moves there.
Ooh.
So tell us, how did you go? What was the final score?
79 to 75, I believe. So we won by 4 points.
Wow, that was a bit of that
Wow.
Carlton, like a Melbourne game there. Did you?
was
And
it.
how many goals did you score?
I kicked three. So all three of the ones you saw there. And not to toot my own horn, but that last one that you saw was the one that got us to hit the front about 2 minutes before the final siren. So I'll claim that.
Is that why you were so pumped? You're joking. So you kicked the winning goal.
Yeah, I don't carry on like that usually. That was it was a big moment. So I carried on like a bit of a clown there, but that's that'll be my legacy now for the rest of my life. A reserves Division 3 flag.
Oh, that's true, man. That's like everyone's dream.
Good on you, Quinn, mate. Good work, buddy.
Yeah, have you been tested? Might be supplied the drugs from Conan, according to Mark. Yeah, Mark, remember? That's fantastic, man.
I don't mind this comment.
Good
here.
work, Quinn, mate.
Side bottom and Luca looks like Walmart Jack Ginnivan.
Yeah, I read that. I couldn't stop laughing at that, man.
Where did you see that one there?
And then someone said I'm Moore's cousin.
Quinn looks like still so.
Moore's cousin.
Hey, listen. Doesn't matter that Luke is young. I want all the comments to come out. I want him to cop it tonight. Best show on YouTube. Of course, it is the Blue Bagger. Best show on YouTube, man. We're gonna go. Thanks for everyone for joining. This is gonna be a big one. I'm telling you. Good buzz. Yeah, it is. It is. What do we got here? What's this one here? Quinified. I like
It's Quinnifides.
Quinnifides. You're right too. Like
Quinnifides.
He was a champion, wasn't he, Luca? You wish you had a player like Kudo. Remember how good Kudo was? Hey,
you wish
what's
you
your
had
equivalent?
any of the Dacosses. You wish you had any of them.
Any of the Dacos. All three of them.
Even their dog, you wish you would have had. Even their dog. Their mailman. Any of them. The mailman, the milkman. Any of them.
Any of them over.
You would have any of them.
Over Kuda.
Not Kuda, but over a significant amount of your players at your club in history.
I'm sure about Kuda.
Kuda, fair enough. He's a great player. My mum knows him.
Fantastic player. And tell me something else. Would you have Dacos over Walsh?
Are we talking Nick Dacos?
I'm talking put them both together. Make
Put
one.
them both together.
Play 'em.
But at the end of the day,
Together.
I'm just gonna say this. At the end of the day, when we look at who is a Brownlow favourite next to Bond, we're not saying Sam Walsh, are we? We're saying Nick Dacos.
Yeah,
So that's my
all right.
point exactly.
Didn't that bloke who won that
If you're
Brownlow
gonna
for bloody who won that Brownlow from Melbourne? Woden? Didn't he win a Brownlow?
Shane Woden, yeah.
Didn't he win a Brownlow? See, you don't even remember him. It means jack shit. Anyway, we'll see what he does in the finals when he comes back this week.
We'll see
what
40
he does when he
disposals.
comes back this week.
Put it on the sports
Anyway,
bet.
he's right. It might not be because I reckon Bond's got it. Anyway, you know what we're going to do, because I'm sure you'll be back on the show another time. Next time, can you just give me any video of one hardball get from Dacos? Just one. Just one.
Far
just one
out,
hardball
but
get.
He's playing his role in the team.
Oh, yeah, no, there was
if we
one
don't want him to play a
get.
hardball getter, then we don't want him to play a hardball getter.
For 6 weeks.
If we got Adams to go in McCreary, we don't need a hardball getter. Just let him play at the back. Let him play what he plays.
He's a good
outwards
outside player. But what we'll do is we'll talk about your rubbish team in a second, right?
Okay.
And we'll get into what we're going to do here. All right, the first thing we're going to do here is, what do we got here? All right, what do we got here? The only time he gets the ball is when he goes to. All right. Very good. I should have read that before I put it out there. All right. What we're going to do is the first thing I want to talk about. Gee, I'm starting to get like, I'm starting to bloody be like you blokes at the top there.
Is the epitome of a Collingwood.
Go to Pines! Come on!
Yeah. Come on.
I'm from Maui! I'm from Maui!
Bloody hell, it's starting to wear off on me, that kind of shit. Anyway, hey, listen, you want to be serious for a second?
That's not what this show is about.
Oh, he's frozen. Look at him. He's frozen. Come on, get that internet.
There he goes.
All right, here he is. He's back. All right, listen, let's talk serious for a sec. Vale, Ron Barassi. Let's all give a little bit of a tribute to the great man. He passed away. And, one of the great players and coach. Could be probably one of the best, to tell you the truth, man. Yeah. I mean, there would probably be 1, 2, or 3. He'd be top 3. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, for sure, mate.
Have to be.
Fantastic player, fantastic coach. He was probably a bit of a hard-ass coach, to be honest, mate.
He was tough,
you wouldn't want to be a player, listen to what he's got to say at halftime and three-quarter time. So, but yeah, he's done a lot for football, hasn't he? Ron Barassi.
Luke,
yeah, legend of the game.
Someone just said I'm a model, and I'm taking that, and I'm running with it. I love it.
Mate, you hold on to those comments and you never let them go. Never let that go.
Hey, they used to say that about me, and look what happened to me. So get ready for the future, mate. Definitely top 3, and he was a hard man. Look, I've interviewed a whole bunch of players who have actually been coached by the great Ronald Dale Barassi, and they actually say that he wasn't really, like, he was tough, but he wasn't as tough as you thought he was. You know what I mean? He was, when he used to do his speeches inside the rooms and that, he was actually very, very calm. And one example was that 1970 grand final. Everyone thinks that he went off when they were 44 points down to the filth up there, right? That was another grand final you lost, one of your 28. When they were 44 points down, apparently he was very calm in the room, and he just told them that he believed that they could do it, and to one thing is to just let's handball our way out of trouble, and they ended up winning the grand final. So as tough as he seemed to be at times, he was a very, very good coach.
Yeah.
Great coach. Great coach. Yeah, no, great coach. Just I'm sure Luke is in the same boat as me, probably well before our time. So it's a shame we didn't get to see him sort of coach in real time. But yeah, obviously you know the legacy and you know what he was all about. So an absolutely great man and a great football man. So it's sad to see that he's passed on, but the legacy he's left is second to none.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now the other question that was asked was because he's 10 premierships, so 6 as a player, 4 as a coach, 2 at Carlton, 68 and 70, and then 2 at North Melbourne. I think it was 75 and 77, and then I think there was his 4, and then he had 6 as a player in the 50s. I think they won 5 out of 6 at one stage. They were that good.
In Melbourne, yeah.
I think they won 3 and then another 2. So he's won 10. Should the Premiership Cup be named after Ronald Dale Barassi? That's the question.
Yeah. Because it just has no name right now. It's nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like the way to honour it, he has 10. Like, it should be put upon his name. That should be... something needs to be honoured for him. And to have that, I feel like that's the pinnacle of it.
Yeah. I think whether it's the cup or even the medals they hand out, if it's one of the two, I think would be the perfect legacy for him. Because does anyone have more than 10? I wouldn't have thought so. I'd say he'd be top of that table. So you've got to honour him in one way. And yeah, I think either the medal or the cup is the best way to do it. I'd be happy with either option.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah, no, spot on, guys. Yeah, one or the other. Legend of the game, like I said, he's done so much for football. And yeah, he's got to be remembered. You know, he's got the statue at the MCG. I'm pretty sure he's got the statue there.
He's got a statue.
You know, obviously a fantastic asset for the AFL and the VFL. And sad to see him go, but you know, we move on, and we wish him all the best and the family, and you know, hopefully the Carlton Blues can get up for him this week, I guess.
I think a medal, definitely. I think personally, I don't think the cup should be named after anybody. I think the cup, it's the ultimate prize, man. Why does it have to be named after anyone? I think the cup should be just left alone. It's the Premiership Cup. It's not.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, maybe what is it? The Norm Smith medal? Is it the Norm Smith that's Melbourne?
Well, maybe
Melbourne
not change, but there's
Smith?
got to be something else. The cup should stay as it is. I mean, some people agree with me, some don't.
Keep the cup the way it is. Yeah, we've all got legends of the game that pass on, Lou Richards and Jack Dwyer and all that kind of stuff. So we can remember them the way they are, but yeah, I think just keep the cup the way it is.
It is the holy grail. Marty, big supporter of the channel. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, yeah, I think it should just stay. I think it should just stay anyway. So that's my opinion. Yeah. So anyway, we have, what's this one? We have Legends of the Jumper Punch. Yes, we have got the Legends. And tonight after the show, Michael Sexton, 1995 Premiership player. So make sure everyone catches that after the show. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into the games? Did you have anything? Quinny's always got something.
There was plenty to talk about this week, as always. I think, I don't know, there was no real big controversial topics that was coming up. It was all just sort of impressive games of football. The Giants are on an absolute tirade at the moment, flying through the competition. How far will they go? But no, there was nothing that really jumped out to me this week. It was just some impressive games of footy.
What about Rock, that player from North Melbourne, Mackay's brother? What do you reckon he'll go this next year? What do you reckon he'll go next year? Do you reckon he'll go to Essendon, Hawthorn, Sydney? He's a bit of trade bait there, mate.
If he wants to ruin his career, go to Essendon for sure, man, and never win anything. But I think, I don't know.
There's a few players that have just about to be traded.
I think he's going to leave. Where's he going to go? Well, who really needs him? Like, who needs? Oh, well, a lot of people. You know,
Essendon need. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a defender. But with Mackay, and our Mackay is pretty good, but with the brother, like, I don't know, the money he's demanding, like, or they're asking for him, is he really worth it? Like, what's he done to demand that sort of money?
Yeah, he hasn't done too much for North, but I guess if he goes into a decent side like Essendon and maybe Hawthorn next year, he might.
Sydney's
Yeah.
out of the race. They said they don't want him anymore. Maybe a
I think he wants
goalpost.
800,000 a year.
That's a lot of money. I'm telling you, man. Like, you're
we'll
top.
take him. We've got. Yeah, we've got the funds there to take him. Why
You
not?
reckon that a backman there is worth 800 grand a year?
A strong backman like that, a big-bodied backman, yeah, I think they're hard to find at the moment, Rock.
But
So
what's he done to deserve that?
Well, he's not really playing with a great team in North, so maybe if he goes to someone
He should be
more
getting
stronger
heaps
like
of the ball.
Essendon.
The ball's been going down there like fucking 90% of the time, man. Like, really.
Yeah, I guess so, but he still needs to be supported by the other defenders. So I'd be happy for him to come to Essendon. 800,000 a year, why not?
Well, what are your thoughts,
Young
Mark? What are your
generation these
thoughts,
days
Mark,
want to
on
get paid top dollar, but do fuck all with no effect. I mean, they want to get paid. They want to get paid before they even do anything. I don't know, man. To me, I wouldn't be paying that sort of money for him. No way, man. We did it with Zach Williams. We're paying him 800 grand for a back pocket. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, well, that's a back pocket. This guy could be a full back or centre half back. So he's a big-bodied player. They're hard to find now, Rock. So
almost $1 million, man. We're paying Walsh 800 grand. Like, and you're going to pay Ben Mackay 800 grand. This is where clubs get themselves into trouble. I'm telling you, you're paying big money for nothing, man. You could develop a player for half that money. Like, seriously, you're paying someone who's done nothing, zero, and he's injury prone.
Yeah, I think the difference Rock. I think the difference as well, Rock, is that when you got Zach Williams, it was the intention that he was going to come over to be a midfielder, and he never quite fit in. That's why the money was where it was. But also, 100%. Mark, Dirk Thatcher is also requested a trade now to Port Adelaide, I think it might have been. So you are going to be a defender down. To get a player out of a club, you almost do need to pay them overs. I don't think Ben Mackay's worth 800 grand anywhere near that, but maybe that's just what you have to pay him to get him out of North Melbourne.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Quinn, because, you know, it's very hard to find decent backmen out there these days. So, look, I'm, you know, not for anything, but, you know, I'm happy for the club to be paying that amount of money. These days, players, they've got to get 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 a year anyway. They're going to get more every year. As the seasons go by, it's a full-time job. They're going to be requesting, you know, between $5,000 and $8,000 a year. So, $800,000 a year, oh, it is what it is. If it works, bonus, mate. We've got the cap there. We've got the funds, and we'll be right to go.
Yeah, I hope you do it, and it ruins you. Like, I seriously do. I think it's the most irresponsible thing that you can do, right? Is pay someone like that so much money. I'm telling you, it ruins the club. Like, you're getting paid, and then you're getting decent players in there who aren't going to be on that much money, and you get a banana coming in there. Anyway, I hope you get him. I hope you get him. I hope you pay him 1.2 million. Just like Collingwood play bloody fucking Grundy. Like, I hope they pay him $1 million, man. I'm telling you, it's irresponsible.
Well, if they got the funds there, they take a risk. And like Quinn was saying, one of our backmen wants to pursue their career somewhere else. So you've got to get out there and find players and recruit them. It's part of the game these days, mate.
How much did Carlton give Jeremy McGovern when he came across? Not Jeremy McGovern, Mitch McGovern when he came across. They overpaid him too. Yeah, and to be fair, it wasn't until that contract ran out that he started playing good footy.
Yeah, and I've disagreed with it the whole time. It's way too much for a player. But you know what happened then? And Essendon will probably start doing the same thing. What happened then is Carlton are looking to get a player, a name into the thing. They couldn't get anyone, and along comes McGovern, right? And they pay him. And the same with Zach Williams. We were after a couple of midfielders, like Cornelio, Kelly, they didn't end up coming along. So then they end up paying 800 grand for a name. And really, I don't think it was worth it. You know, well, it wasn't worth it because he really hasn't even played.
Not for those type of players anyway.
No, and not even for backman. I'm telling you, you should be building a team within, mate. And look, at one thing Collingwood did was they paid a lot of money and then they got rid of these players and they're a lot better for it. You agree there, Luca?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like players, when they get paid severely high amounts, it puts something in their head where they think they're fine no matter what. Like last year, when we paid Darcy Moore, the following week he let Tom Lynch kick 6 on him. Like it puts some mental strain in their head that makes them think like they're amazing. At the end of the day, your players like the rest of the players on your team. Like, do your role, get paid for however much the team thinks you are, and then play the game. At the end of the day, Ben Mackay isn't a top tier player. Let's be real. If he's not outstanding at a second last club, he's not going to be outstanding at a fifth last club. Like, realistically, it's not going to work.
I agree, man. I mean, 800 grand. What's a top player worth? Like, what's your top of the range player? Like $1 million?
Like a price range. Oh yeah, million.
Like
$1
million you'll pay for like a decent, like a bloody every one of us except for Essendon, but all of us have got top players in their side, right? You got Richmond, you got like Dusty, we've got like a plethora of them. We got Walsh, we got Cribbs, you got Curnow, right? And then with you blokes, maybe your shit Dacos there or maybe more. But anyway, look, they're on about more would be on close to $1 million, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. And I'd have to agree that he's one of the top defenders, even though really one-on-one he's not that good. But let's say he is one of the top defenders. What you're gonna give Mackay, not McKay, Mackay, right? 800 grand, far out.
Yeah, bloody oath. So where have you gone then? You're paying all these players $1 million, Walsh, wherever they are. Have you made the grand final? Have you won the grand final?
I'm agreeing with you, Mark.
Right.
They've won a
final. So we're paying all these players so much amount of money, and at the end of the day, they're still not performing anyway. So you pay $800, $900, $1 million.
We're in a preliminary.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You're in the preliminary. So and you haven't won anything. You're paying all these players. Carlton, with all the draft picks and all the players and all the money that they spent from the underworld there, they should have won at least 5 or 6 finals by now in the last 20 years. Right? So Carlton have underachieved, mate. They've underachieved. Huh?
So you're agreeing with me, but yet you want to pay Mackay 800 grand.
Exactly right. You pay him 800 grand, not $1 million. And you take a risk, and you might get into a prelim. You know what I mean? Next year we might get into a prelim. I think we're going for that Gresham as well from St Kilda. Pay him another 800,000. We've got the money, mate. We've got the money, yeah. So let it go. Let it move on.
Right, this week, the best thing that your shit club did was got rid of that fucking Dodorio because he's been there 20 years and has been the worst recruiter, not only in the history of AFL, but probably the history of sport around the world. He's a disgrace. Yeah. And now you're telling us about recruiting? You're gonna try to tell us about recruiting. Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, things are going to change, yeah? Things are going to start to change.
You know what? I hope you pay him $1.2 million. Do it.
If that's what it is, that's what it is.
I want you to.
We got the money, mate. We've got the money, and we'll pay for it, and we'll see how it goes.
Of course, you got the money, man. With all those supplements you fucking had left over that you sold.
It's all about luck, Rock. It's all about luck. You take a risk, like Carlton have taken the last 2 weeks. They've taken risks.
That's where you're wrong.
They've had some luck. They've won some games, lucky, and that's all about.
Anyway, we'll talk about that.
You've had some luck,
have we? Who hasn't had?
You've had some luck. The luck. Well, that's what it's all about. It's about having luck, but your luck's gonna run out. Your luck's gonna run out.
Oh, yeah, you said that last week. You said that the week before. See, the problem is that you can't keep saying something, and then eventually, if it happens, you stand up and go, "I told you so." because in
That's
previous
right.
weeks, no, in previous weeks, you've been absolutely wrong in every tip, in everything you said. At the start of the year, you said your shit team was going to make finals. You said your shit
I didn't
team
say that.
was fifth. Yes, you did. You said
Sleeping
they never
giant.
missed out on finals. You haven't won a
Quinn, back
final
me
in
up here, mate.
7,000 days. Seriously, Mark, I would not be talking. Go and get that school up Asta and go and put it back on your head, mate, because you got no idea, mate. Seriously, Mark, get some
Luck.
help, please.
It's
Please,
all about
actually,
luck,
I don't
isn't it,
wanna
Rock?
talk anymore because I love the way you dig a hole for yourself. You're doing a great
It's
job.
all about luck, isn't it, Rock? It's all about luck. And Carlton's had a bit of luck, but eventually the luck's going to run out, mate. The luck's going to run out.
All the way. Anyway, this week, you know what I'm doing?
What are you doing?
I'm watching something you haven't seen for fucking 20 years.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. No, it's good. Go and
Eventually, it'll be like Richmond. It'll all come in 5 or 6 years, and every year I'll be going to prelims and grand finals. It'll be like a conjunction of like Richmond had, Richmond 5 or 6 years, and now they've gone. Now it'll be our turn, mate. Don't worry, it'll be our turn.
Didn't they just win 3 grand finals?
That's right. They won them in the space of 5 or 6 years. We'll get that coming soon. And I'll be sitting there going, another prelim, another grand final.
I'd rather us patch it 5 or 6 years at the top than 20 years at the bottom.
Hey, listen. Here we go. Name
Well,
3 good players at Essendon. Name 3 good players.
Before that, where was it? Before you had your little kind of 5 or year span, when did Richmond make finals?
13, 14,
That's
15.
ridiculous.
13, 14, and 15.
What's that got to do with it?
2013,
You finished ninth,
one flag in fucking 30.
You guys kept on finished ninth for the last 15 years.
You got back to the mid 2000s.
Yeah, 2090s, 80s.
Wins in the past 2 weeks than you have in 20 years. I feel like that's the pinnacle that Essendon is at right now. So I feel like Essendon's
Look, don't you fucking start on me,
the
mate.
Carlton fans on my side tonight. So if it's going on you, it's going on you.
Hey, it's not about the Spuds, mate. This is Fourever rivals, mate. You've got to give it to that guy on the left or right hand side of the screen, mate. All right.
I've got to give it to you. You're the one with the special.
Give it to him, mate. Give him some flack, mate. Don't let him take over the show, mate. It's not his show. It's my show.
They love it. Luke, go for it. Give it to them, bloody. Seriously. At least they've won 3 premierships. We're in the preliminary. Collingwood are in the preliminary. Use a junk.
Yeah.
Use a junk.
Yeah. What's that? What does that mean? Mean shit.
Junk.
Yeah. Move on. Come on.
You're starting to get some. I like this Luca guy. I
feel like it's just because I was like going off at Mark. I feel like if I didn't go off at Mark, everyone would be like, "Oh, his scores are right." Now that I teamed up on Mark, everyone's like, "Yeah, his kid's a legend."
Oh yeah, we love it, man. Yeah. We love the team up, especially. You know what's funny about Mark?
Don't get too cocky, mate.
Mark is they're the most underachieved side in the last 20 years. They're just a disgrace.
All right, move on. Blah 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 blah. What you guys haven't? What have you guys done? What's Carlton done, mate? What the fuck has Carlton done in 20 years?
Won 2 finals. When's the last time you won a final? Jesus Christ was on the cross last time you won a final.
Well, you haven't won nothing yet, mate. You haven't won nothing. If you don't win this week, well, you don't care.
You can't rain on my parade. Sorry. How can a loser rain on my parade? You serious? Are you serious?
You haven't won anything. You haven't won anything, mate. Collingwood haven't won anything either.
You haven't won anything either. Never. You've never won anything.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The last week, because obviously through my work, I see a lot of customers all day. I see about between 10 to 15 customers per day, right? And every time I walk into people's homes, I'm seeing like a Carlton scarf on the table. I see a kid wearing a Carlton jumper. All the spuds are starting to come out. All the spuds are starting to come out of the fucking ground, mate.
Members than you.
No, they're all starting to come out. Like, I go, do you vote for Carlton?
In the last 2 years, you had one of the highest attendance on average every week. What do you mean we've come out? What does that mean?
Yeah, because the breed of the spuds.
We've had the most attendance. We don't give up.
Yeah, because
We don't give up.
no, of course you don't.
And halfway through the year, we're down. Use a fifth. You're talking like you're world beaters. You end up one of the worst downfalls. You can't even make the 8. In your last 2 games, you lost by 200 points. Get a bit. 2 of the bottom sides. Please, Mark.
Yeah, okay.
Just listen,
Right.
I would. Sorry, Mark. I would just quietly just go like that, like a turtle, and shut up.
It's fine though. He's going to get Ben McKay, and it's going to save them all. So if he thinks that's what's going to save the club, far out. He'll be here this time next year.
You know,
all Australians going to have back next year, Lucas. All Australians going to have back.
I reckon if they get Ben McKay, I reckon they might end up losing by only 90 points next year. To those shit sides. Come on, mate. You're a disgrace.
That's all right. That's all right. Enjoy it while you guys can. Enjoy it while you guys can.
About some winners, because really, I'm sick of talking about. You're making me like when I talk to you, like it's like all the winning feeling leaves my body. That's how it would feel going to that shit side of yours. All right, let's go. Last week now, we had the first game here. Port Adelaide, 70. 9-16-70 to GWS Giants, 13-15-93. How was that game? Did you watch that game?
I did watch that game, but I watched it in the break room with my Pizza Hut pizza.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
You work at Pizza Hut.
Sponsor.
I work at Woolies, but I was in the break room eating my food, and I feel like it was expected. I feel like Giants were always going to win.
Yeah, I agree, man. They're probably the informed side of the competition, just quietly between me and you.
It's the orange tsunami they keep referencing on the news everywhere, and it's bloody true. They're coming through hot, and they just seem to find a way to win games of footy.
Yep. Not easy to win.
Yeah, GWS, mate.
I'm telling you, that was a fucking good win, man. I picked GWS. I picked them to win, but that was mate, I'm telling you, look, they play a very similar brand to Carlton and Collingwood, you know what I mean? That fast pace. But the difference with GWS, I noticed they're actually scoring. They're actually scoring some goals, where Carlton and Collingwood seem to be defending a lot more and keeping the scores low. But GWS have got some fucking firepower up there. And I talk about Curnow being the best player, but man, Toby Green, both Greens. Something you've got to watch this week, Luca. Both Greens are going to make you red.
I'm sure, but I got to back my boys. I thought they will definitely destroy us. Like, I'm not going to.
Anyway, we're not talking about your shit side yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to the preview. We'll get to the preview soon enough. Toby Green. The Greens are good. They just seem good, and they're being coached well by Kingsley's been a really good coach, man.
And you're spot on, Rock. They find a way to pile on score as well. Like you said, Carlton are that more defensive team where the Giants have been a heavier scoring side. But that's even before finals they were doing this as well. Like in the lead up where they won 10 or 11 games in a row. The Giants beat the sleeping Giants by 126 points and kicked 25 goals. So you knew that they were piling on goals then. And they've continued to do so in the finals. So it'll be a good watch this weekend to see how they go kicking goals against Collingwood.
100%. And this is a true statement, not that you would know, but Mark, mid-sell sponsorship, forward-sell memberships, and back-win premierships. And it's true, man. You need a good defense to win a premiership. And that's I know Mark thinks that winning by 2 points is lucky, but when you actually know about the game, you'll know that defense is what wins premierships, man. And if you can hold a low score, you're in luck. Hey, Luca.
That's why he wants Ben McKay.
Well, I'd take Ben McKay for about 400.
Why? What do you mean? Well, you'll take it. What's the point of taking him if you're going to get him for 400? Well, what do you mean? Take him play in the reserves? What would you say? I'll take him for 400.
I think that's what he's worth. I think I would take him
So you would so you're taking so if Carlton were interested in him, well, you wouldn't take him in your back line. You're saying that you wouldn't
Not
take
for
him.
800. You'll
Doesn't matter. Don't worry about the money side of things.
Yes,
Well,
I do
would you
worry
take
about
him?
the money, but there's a salary cap. What do you mean don't worry about the
Well,
money?
you got the salary cap because you guys breach the salary cap all the time. So you guys haven't got the money.
We don't
So at the end
breach
of
it
the
all
day,
the time.
if you can't afford him, but if
We
you could
don't breach
afford
it all
him,
the
if
time.
you could
Do you know
afford him,
that Essendon and Melbourne have also been fined for salary cap breaches? Do you know that?
no, don't worry.
Well,
If you
you
could
can't
afford,
just
if you
blame
could
me
have,
when you've done exactly
Lucas, if you could afford that player,
you can have
whatever
Lockie
the
Plowman.
funds are, would you put
We'll
him
give
on
you
your
Lockie
side?
Plowman for 800 grand.
Would I want who for
That's too
800?
hard,
Ben
mate.
Mackay? No.
No,
I'd
I'm not
rather
saying. Don't
have,
worry about the funds.
but I'd
You
rather
have to
have,
worry about the funds, Mark.
I'd rather have cheap
You
role
have to.
players that can play a role than put all money into one star, praying that they'll do something.
So
I'd
you need
rather
like a
focus on
midfielder that would.
development.
No,
Development,
no.
of course, everyone wants to focus on development, but sometimes those players don't develop. So you need to get a developed player already that might actually, play better in a different side. Mackay might actually destroy him next year, mate. You just don't know whether he goes to Essendon or Sydney or Hawthorn. So would you take him regardless of funds, regardless of the price? Would you take that
But
player?
you can't have those two statements, Mark. You can't say regardless of the funds
Like if he's
because the
coming for
funds are
free, then
important.
yes, I would take him for free. But the fund's always going to have to
Well,
relate.
why would you take him for free then?
But-
Well, why would you
But
take him for
it's
free?
just a
If you're
player
taking
to
a player
have, an
for
extra player in depth. That's all it is.
right, okay. Well, you're not gonna get a player like that for free. So you'd pay him like 600,000.
We know we're not
And
going to
then
get him.
pay
again,
that,
I
right?
wouldn't pay that.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you pay for a Quinn? Would your team pay 800,000 for a player like that in the back line now that Richmond's back line is starting to get a little bit like woohoo? You're just a little bit tamed. You're starting to get a bit tamed.
I certainly hope not. No, I wouldn't want to pay him 800 grand. No.
All
I'd
right,
be
I'll
upset
give
if
you
we
a
did.
question.
Okay.
I'll give you a question, Luca and Quinn. Would you pay 800 grand for like a Wiedering?
I would pay high amount for Wiedering, but if I was a club, I wouldn't pay 800K for any player for that matter.
And I tend to agree with it's a lot of money, but I'm just giving you an example, right? Someone like a Wiedering,
Give me 2
someone
seconds,
like
bros.
A from Melbourne, someone like who else is there? More. They're the kind of people you pay because you can build around that, and they've already proven themselves. I'm not paying 800 grand for it. Just I hope he becomes a good player.
I think the big thing is as well, like I mentioned before, no player is necessarily worth what they get paid with when they move clubs. Part of that salary is actually dragging them out of the club they're already at. So, if the Essendon want Ben Mackay bad enough, he's not worth 800 grand. Us three all know that, but Essendon might go, well, he's not leaving North Melbourne for 400. We might have to give him that. And if you're silly enough to do it, then you're silly enough to do it.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, Essendon are probably that club. But I think all of us, I don't think any of us are in a position where we'd need to be doing something like that.
No way. And a team like Essendon, seriously, are they in a position where they should be paying a backman 800 grand? Man, they've got to build a fucking team before they like those sort of players, and not even a Wiedering, like a top defender. It's something like what Melbourne did with May. They needed a big defender. You know what I mean? You pay him the big money to complement the side. You don't fucking pay 800 grand for a VFL side. They get beaten by 200 points every game, mate.
Sorry, fellas.
Anyway, let's move on because really, I actually hope they pay him 1.5 million. But anyway, let's move on to the next one. Oh, this was a game. Look at this. Melbourne, 9-17. Shit kicking, 71 to 11-7, 73. Blues into a preliminary. I have to admit, it was one of the best games I've seen since the 99 preliminary for Carlton, and it had that same sort of feeling, mate. The place was rocking, 96,500 people there. It was one of the best experiences I've had for a real long time at the footy.
I could say why. What was your reaction when Blake Acres got on the end of that one?
Oh fuck! It was like I still believed we could. When Gordon missed that goal and we were still under we were 9 points. I still believed we could win it because there was enough time. There was 5 or 6 minutes. I just believed that we could do it. And then once Motlop got that goal and there was 2 minutes to go, I turned around and I said, we've probably got one more chance at this, one more chance to move this ball forward. A mistake by Vining, right?
Yeah.
Now, Wiedering, his kick to Hollands was one of the best kicks I've seen for a long time. That hit him and he did not break stride. Then the kick to Doc, and now remember Doc dislocated his shoulder in the second quarter and comes back and was direct influence to the 2 last goals. He was the one who handballed it to Motlop and he was the one who kicked it to Akers. Akers has had a cracked fucking shoulder there for the last 3 weeks. It's just Superman effort. So some of those efforts, not that you understand, Mark, but in finals, it's about winning. In finals, it's about
luck.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Do whatever you can to win that game, and they did. And some of those efforts, bringing Hollands on in that last quarter was, first of all, putting him as sub was a master stroke, and then bringing him on in that last quarter because he was just all over the place. His run and deliver in that last quarter, I think, won us the game, to tell you the truth. I actually gave him a vote in my votes. What an amazing day. It was louder than it was fucking loud, man. I'm telling you. It was loud. Look at this. Blake Acres, 350 grand bargain.
Yeah, that's a bargain. That's a bargain. And it did. It sounded loud on TV, but we got to play devil's advocate, Rock, because we can't have you just tooting Carlton's horn all night.
Yes, we can.
Well, I'm sure you're happy with that. But boys, it's about Mark, Luca. You guys say what you think as well. You said shit kicking by Melbourne, 9 goals, 17. Did they keep you in that game? Like, was it more of a case of Melbourne keeping you in it, or a case of Carlton actually stepping up? And obviously they stepped up in those last few moments when they needed to. But from the whole game perspective, did Melbourne just keep you in that game?
Of course they kept us in it. Of course they kept us in it. But they're known for a lot of misses. They did it against Collingwood.
Yeah, they did.
They're known. Yeah. And again, you say those misses, but you look at a lot of times our defense was strong. You look at a lot of times where they're taking those kicks from, right? We're defending well. We're defending the ground well. You think, apart from Gawn, which was a difficult kick, and he should never have marked that. But apart from that, you had like the Pickett who's snapping it from 45. You had that Flinch, whatever the fuck his name is. He's kicking it there from 50. You had them all kicking from 45 angle on the 50 mark. There was nothing really easy. So, yeah, they kept us in it. But what do you want me to do? Like, I don't get it. Like, people go, oh, they missed a lot of goals. And that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So, yeah, they kept us in it. But the point is, yeah, they can keep you in it. But you've got to take those opportunities when they arise. And we took them, and they didn't.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to say, I agree with you. I was just sort of putting it out there.
Yeah.
I agree with what you said as well. You force them to take a lot of low percentage shots on goal. And they are notoriously bad at kicking straight. Like you said, we saw it against Collingwood. We've seen it throughout the year where they've kicked themselves out of games. And by not giving them the easy ones, it makes it even harder for them. And you just saw it's easy to expose Melbourne in their forward line by doing things like that. And I think you guys actually did that really well.
And this is another one. Remember, 9 out of their 17 behinds were rushed. So people don't look at that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there were 9 behinds, but there were 17 behinds. 9 were rushed. What does that say? They're doing low percentage kicks. You know what I mean? We're getting them to a spot where they can't get a good shot at goal. You know what I mean? That's not my fault. You're a shit. You've lost your last fucking 4 finals. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we took our opportunity. Again, I won't let anyone rain on my parade. You know what I mean? That was a great win. Everyone says it was a great win, man. You come from behind. It's a great win. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, kudos to Carlton, mate. Good on them, mate. That's good.
Of course,
You
good
know,
on them.
pressure, and obviously it costs the opposition kicking goals, and that's what I reckon Carlton did. But Melbourne were also probably missing a focal forward. That's what you need in football: a focal forward, a reliable kicker.
So are we.
Oh, I mean, you've got your Kernos and all that kind of stuff, and
We were
Lynches,
missing
and
the good Mackay. We were missing the good Mackay, and we're missing
but you've got
Martin.
those focal forwards. You've got those focal forwards.
This week. So we're missing our two big forwards, and anyone can say whatever they want about Mackay. Mackay makes Kerno better. May did an extremely good job on Kerno this week, but
that's right. Yep.
They were double teaming him. So at the end of the day, you go, oh, they were missing a forward. Well, so were we. So
you weren't missing a forward because you did have a forward there, but you just got outplayed. I'm just saying that the 17 points that Melbourne kicked was under pressure. That's the thing. It was under pressure due to Carlton's defence. But if they did have a focal forward going in so often, that focal forward would have taken a few more marks and possibly kick some goals. But kudos to Carlton, mate. At the end of the day, like I said, it was all about luck.
Are you writing your own comments, Luca?
No, I just read that and I'm like, I didn't even realize.
Where's the final quarter last year? No one talks about that. You know what I mean? Like,
what happened to no regrets? Where's no regrets, Rock? Where's no regrets? He's gone.
Banana, man. He's the same as Manny, man. When the pressure gets high.
Is he celebrating tonight or something? Yeah. Is he celebrating tonight?
Is that Manny's birthday?
Is that Manny's birthday? Yeah, I was just about to say he's celebrating somewhere tonight.
Which we should say on the show. Happy birthday, Manny. It's bad you're not here, mate, but happy birthday regardless.
Nah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
He should have been here. He should have been here. This is a disgrace. Anyway, let's move on to next week. You don't understand this, Mark, but there are finals happening in the third week and that. All right, let's look at the first one here. Oh, Collingwood versus GWS Giants. It's the first preliminary final Friday night, about 7:50 p.m. at the MCG. Tell me, Luca, what did you tell me earlier on today about?
Well,
tell me.
So obviously Collingwood had the week off, so I kind of just put us playing on like a back burner. Like that's next week's problem. And last night it was about 2 a.m. I go to sleep and then I instantly woke up and I went, oh my God, this game is 2 days away. I thought it was like a week away. So the amount of stress that just got put upon me, I was like, in what, 2.5 days, 3 days, I'll know if I'm either in a grand final or I'm crying in my bedroom for the next 2 weeks. So that just kind of hit me really hard. But I'm going pretty all right. I'm going pretty all right for this game. People are telling me, everyone at work, everyone like I'm talking to saying you should be scared of Giants. Watching the game, Giants played an amazing game and they did look very scary. But I wanted them to win because I thought they would have been the easier contest. Now looking at it, yes, they're an amazing clearance team. They were the better team. But I still think we can easily win by 4 or 5 goals.
Nice. That's a big fucking margin. All right. Since we get that, for once now, we can actually talk some serious football with a Collingwood supporter, but that hasn't happened for a long time. I mean, Manny didn't even know who the backman was. He thought who was that player that come in? He thought was a fucking midfielder. All right. Where are you going to win this, man?
Are we going to win this?
Where are you going to win this game?
Realistically,
don't say because Manny would say the MCG, and I don't mean that. I mean where are you going to win it on the game, man? Tell me.
Realistically, to win the game, we have to win in the mid. But if we're going to be honest, I think we all know that's not going to happen. We're a poor clearance side, and Giants are recently one of the best. I think we have to really push it to our forwards. I think our forwards are I wouldn't say they're a subpar forward line, But you match up against Carlton's forward line, against other teams' forward line, we're not that good. So realistically, I think this week, Cox, Cameron, McStay, all the big guys, you won't see them. I think this is the game for the Elliots, the Hills, the Ginnivan, the McCrearys. They need to get themselves involved because Sam Taylor's not going to let one of the big boys do anything. So I think we have to win it with our small forwards, really. So I think Bobby Hill will kick 5 against the old team.
Who's that?
Bobby Hill will show his old team why they shouldn't have let him go. And he's going to have to kick 5. Light up the MCG.
I reckon Bobby Hill will do what Bobby Hill does. He'll be prominent for the first 3 minutes, kick a goal or two, and then not be seen for the rest of the game because he's typical.
Pretty much. We'll just space create.
Yeah, well, maybe. But so you think in the midfield, so your midfield, you have lost Taylor Adams, haven't you?
Yeah. Which
all right,
people are saying you do the straight swap.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. So the straight swap with Dacos, like the pretend Dacos. So you're going to bring in Dacos, right?
Realistically,
but is it a straight swap?
I understand for a position in the team, you just swap them because Noble's not coming back in. I don't think Noble will come back in for the rest of the year. I think this is our team that we'll run with.
Yeah,
they said they might bring him back. Well. Realistically, I don't think we will bring him back. I think in the terms of straight swap, he comes in the team, but he won't play in the midfield role, I don't think. I wouldn't even be surprised. And I was talking about this with my manager at work. You send him up to the half forward and bring someone like McCreary into the midfield. Because like everyone knows here, I'm not going to bounce around it. Nick Dacos he won't go into a harder contest. That's obvious. So you'd want to get someone in there that will take out a body like Tom Green. So I'd rather have a DeGoey or a McCreary in there. Leave Dacos, even send him half back, but send him to the forward line because no one has seen him in the forward line. Teams aren't going to know what to do with that.
Well, we did that one time and he got injured.
Yeah, but that's because he was already tagged, though. He couldn't even get near the ball.
And that's what they're going to do. They're going to tag Dacos. Because in actual fact, the last 2 games, he has been tagged. I think against Carlton, he got heavily tagged. And then when he got injured, he was tagged until he got injured. And he doesn't seem to be dealing with it all too well at the moment, right? At the moment. I don't know. At the end of the day, we'll see later on. But so he's definitely going to get heavily tagged, Dacos, So that's going to be one of their moves, I think. But and listen, you're talking too much sense here, man. You're starting to make me sick here. I'm starting to get what the fuck am I talking to here? You actually named players and you got them right. So
in their positions as well.
In their positions as well, and he's got an idea of how to move them, where to move them. Jesus Christ, man! I didn't know you were so intelligent, but you must be. I don't know where you're coming from there, but anyway,
it's obviously it's a great.
No, go for it.
Yeah, obviously it's a great advantage to get the week's rest, isn't it, Lucas? It makes a massive difference, especially with Collingwood. I reckon they'll come out firing. I think there'll be one player that you guys need to watch out on is that Toby Green, mate. If he kicks 4 or 5, I think you guys will struggle. If you can keep him quiet, at least he's the player, the All-Australian captain. I reckon, if he kicks 5 goals, it's going to be close. But Collingwood, I reckon they'll be on fire this week. They'll be revved up, ready to go. Got the week's rest. Obviously, Dacos coming back. But just keep an eye on Toby Green, mate. He might surprise you guys and might end up being lucky and kicking that winning goal.
Well, I hope not, obviously, but I feel like with Toby Green, I think he's the best player in the comp. He's a star player. So I think you got to put someone. He's captain of So I think you got to slap because I'm seeing a couple of people say Quainer. Quainer's an amazing player, but no offense, he won't stop Toby Green. So I think
who's going to go? Who's going to go on Toby Green? And I know, look, at the end of the day, they swap around. So
Maynard.
Maynard will
probably go on.
I think we know that. But who do you reckon is going to start?
When that siren goes to begin the game, I think you got to start Maynard on him just to see how it goes. Because last year we had Maynard on Buddy and it didn't work. So I'm not saying keep it on him the whole game, but just watch it.
Yeah.
And then I think you
Yeah.
put a player like Quainer on that Riccardi guy because I reckon he'll be an X factor player. He'll come out and kick 3. I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about
But-
the other one? Is Toby? The other one is the other Green. What's his
Bedford.
first name?
Oh, Tom.
Tom Green. Tom
Tom.
Green. The other bloody Green. He's been killing it. That bloke there could be, apart from Walsh, I reckon's the second best performed player in the final so far. You know, he's killing it. He's just racking up possessions, mate. What are we doing with him?
Like I said, our midfield, I don't even know. I'm just going to sit and pray. Like, our midfield, I really don't know what's going to happen. I think we're going to have to hugely rely on DeGoey and Titch to get us the clearances, because with no Adams there, because Adams, when he's in there, he recently has been winning a lot of clearances, but he's just in there just to get someone distracted. Like, that's all he's there. With that person gone, Tom Green is educated enough to say, I can just chase his ball, because he's a star player. So is Bedford, so is their whole midfield. So I think it comes down to our clearance players. We can't stop them. We just need to play our brand of footy and try and get past them.
So is your brand? I mean, you said it before. Your contested ball isn't your strong suit, right? So you're going to try to get them on the outside. You're going to try to run the ball, but they're just as good as that too, man. And once they get that ball out, they got some quick runners. Cornelio all of a sudden looks like a bloody $800,000 player. You know what I mean? So he's looking like So look, it's going to be difficult, and we always say that games are won in the midfield, right? But it's so true in this case here. You know what I mean? Tom Mitchell is another one.
He's a star. He's just got to
You
play
reckon
his
he's a
role.
star?
I wouldn't say he's a star. I think this year, obviously when we signed him, everyone did the whole, Tom Mitchell, Collingwood, he's done this. But I was never really sold on him. I always thought he was just like a handball merchant. Like I was never sold on him. Then he started the year, and I thought like, he's actually doing something. I was actually surprised. Then I feel like he fizzled out a little bit. But in the past couple games, he has picked it up, but no one has really recognized it because everyone's looking at what everyone else is doing.
I don't think anyone really recognizes Mitchell. I don't think they ever recognize Mitchell. He's not damaging, but he does get a lot of the ball. You know what I mean? He does get a lot of the ball, and he helps out your other midfield, you know. Pendlebury's going to be another one, you know, big, you know, you got your most experienced player there, and side bottom. I think they're your big, you know, to me, your wings, mate, are one of your most important players, the wings, man. If you've got good wingers, they can hold their width. They can run up and down just like our ones. Akers does it perfectly, man. He stays his width. He runs up and down. The other one is Cottrell for us, and Hollands. They're doing like 16, 17 Ks a game, you know, going up and back. So they're very important. So to me, like side bottom is one of your most important players, yeah?
Yeah. But I think it also still comes down to the young guys as well, because last year, our young guys, like last year in our prelim, Ash Johnson, he played amazing in those games leading up to the prelim, went out there in the prelim, and I could have done more sitting on the sideline. Like, it was it was a poor effort. So I think it's up to, obviously, the experienced players to look to these young guys and say, you don't get these opportunities much, as Mark could admit. You never get these premiership opportunities. Play your role and play something that people will remember. So that's where I think we've got to rely on McCreary, Markov, Quainer, Ginnivan if he wants to get in on the act as well. You need to rely on them young ones as well.
Well, you're 100% right. And we've got a show on the Sunday, Blue Sunday, with our 79 premiership player, Peter Brown. And he always says, and no one knows more than him, I suppose, winning a premiership, it's your bottom 10 who win your games, win your premierships. It's not your top. Your top 10, you need your bottom 10 to bring you to a certain level, and then maybe your top 10 will finish it off, like for us, for like a Cribs or a Curnow. But last week, it was, you know, our better players were people like Cottrell and Hollands and Akers and these sort of players. It wasn't, I mean, Cribs played his role, but it wasn't those top players. So you're definitely going to need these players to lift. What about this comment here? Rocco, Brett Daniels, and Toby Bedford are going to create havoc in the four line, correct?
I looked at
They've
that.
They've got a lot of players, man. They've got a lot of good players, man.
Yeah.
They're a good side, man. And yeah. Oh, man, I think it's going to be close. It's going to be close, and I think they're going to make it hard for you.
I think the game's won in the first quarter as well. Like, whichever team gets the edge, I feel like either backline can just kind of steady themselves and like if we get that edge, our backline can hold up. If they get the edge, their midfield, their forward, anywhere can hold up. You know.
And you proved it against Melbourne.
Yeah.
You proved it against Melbourne. You started strong, and the other thing is being away for GWS. You know, you need to get that crowd out of the. What about Quinn? He said nothing. What do you reckon about this game, man? Come on. Hey, just remember, Tiger dead, and also is pressure point still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Now, make sure you get the pressure point, go onto these podcasts and listen, because they'll analyse this game fully. What do you reckon there, mate?
I actually liked what Lucas said earlier on in his piece about.
I know, it's strange, isn't it?
It's weird.
I can't, because we usually get absolute merda from this top right-hand corner. I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for him to get back in.
Yeah, well, no, I think Luca was spot on when he was talking about Collingwood scoring opportunities are going to have to come from their smaller forwards. And I reckon couldn't have said anything truer there, because I don't think you can rely heavily enough on Cox and Cameron and McStay to put on a big score. I don't think it will happen. And like you said, Sam Taylor's an absolute star for the Giants, and he'll do a number on them. So your small forwards have done it before. They're every chance to do it again. And I think if Maynard, and he's done it in the past, he's kept Green quiet in the past. I think the last few times we've matched up, he's only kicked one goal against Bruzzy. So if Bruzzy can do that again, and I think your smalls can kick a few, then I reckon it's going to go a long way to Collingwood winning. And the Giants could be beaten and battered. They've come a long way to the prelim. They haven't had the week off. They've won a lot of games in a row.
They love you, Quinn.
Thank you, Blue Bagger. Much love. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. In Mark's words, and I'd love to flip a coin for this game as to who I think is going to win, but I mean, you can't go past experience, and I think Collingwood have that, and the Giants are probably a little bit, not underdone, but they've got to go the long way. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, it's not going to be as easy as people think for both sides, and I think GWS is playing the better football at the moment. You asked about the break. I don't know if it's good. I don't like this break. I think a break should be next week. Whoever makes the grand final should get the break. You know what I mean? So it might work in your favour. At the end of the day, you end up playing 2 games in a month, isn't it? Like it's 2 games in a month, yeah. So it might work. If you had some injuries, it definitely does help you out. Sometimes the momentum, but we'll see. All right. You want to give a tip on this one? We know what Luca's going to say. GWS. What about the rest?
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke. Quinn. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep doubting the Giants, but I'm going to doubt them one more time. I'm going to go Collingwood just for experience.
Yeah, same here, mate. Collingwood for me. I think that like I said, that week's break's going to really, get them fired up. So Collingwood for me, I reckon 3 or 4 goals. I think they'll end up giving a bit of a hiding, 4 or 5 goals.
Oh, look who joined the comments.
MIA, no regrets.
MIA all night, and he comes on now.
Piss off. He's useless. He's exactly like he's probably with Manny now, holding each other's hands, man, doing each other's hair. I'm gonna say Collingwood. It fucking hurts me, mate. But I just think the home ground advantage is it's gonna be too much for him. But in saying that, I'm gonna be barracking for GWS that hard, mate. I'm gonna be doing the dancing every time they kick the goal, mate.
Big sound.
I'll be with you, Rock, mate. I'll be with you.
It's the best song, man.
Oh, it's a big sound from the west of the
Imagine that, eh? Imagine they beat them, eh? Jeez.
All
Well,
right, so
Flashbacks
we've
to
got
Watch
that.
out.
2019 if we lose.
That's a good.
I was gonna say,
analysis.
Luke, tell me, is there PTSD there? Because for me, I still got flashbacks to 2018 against your mob. Surely there's something there. Surely there's some sort of feeling about this for you.
See, but my 2019 flashbacks are a bit different to everyone else because my parents so smartly decided to book a holiday to America during that time. So I watched that prelim at 2 a.m. at a bar in Vegas,
Oh,
and
grouse.
it was just me and my dad in the bar, in the entire bar, probably one worker. And I remember just sitting there and I just thought in my head, how have we given this game away? Realistically, we should have won. And then my dad goes, let's just go. We have to go sightseeing, whatever, the next day. So we're walking back to the room and I was heartbroken. I look at my phone and it's a 4-point game. And I'm like, how was this just turned around? So I got it on my phone and I just watched it in bed and I was like, and we lost. And I was just like, well, this is just shit. And I was like, I don't even know what to say about this anymore. I'm like, how have we done it last year and we've done it this year? I'm like, this is impossible at this point.
Well, I was gonna say,
Don't let it happen again, mate.
I don't know what it is about the Giants and going away for prelims, but back in 2017, obviously Richmond hadn't played in a prelim in a very long time. Earlier that year, I booked my 21st birthday. Instead of doing a party, I just went away with like 10 of my best mates and we went on a holiday to the Gold Coast for that game, thinking we're not playing finals this year. Sure enough, we're in the prelim and I'm on the Gold Coast watching it. We win, and obviously a little bit different to the loss, but we win, and I'm thinking, I should have flown back. You're fucking kidding me. So I've made sure that I fly and I travel everywhere I need to be now because I don't want to miss another final. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And again, it was against the Giants.
Yeah, no, it was that prelim against the Giants. So yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be exciting, and let's get to the next one, guys. We have got another game here. Where is it? Is it this one?
Have we?
See. Here we go. Brisbane Lions, second preliminary final against Carlton Saturday, 5:15 at the Gabba. I did want to go, but airlines are a bunch of pricks, man, and they've jacked up the price to nearly $2,000, man. It's a joke.
Just
man.
imagine
So,
what, mate.
you know, you're good friends with my son Luca, man. If I go, he has to go, so everything costs me double. So it was never going to happen. So it was just too hard, man. So, but we'll save our money for the grand final. Anyway, we got
save your money, mate. Save your money
for the grand final. I've already registered. We have to register today for the grand final. Yeah, and because I'm priority one, I'm guaranteed a ticket if we make the grand final. So at least that's in my fucking favor. So we're gonna be playing them. I don't know. You want to ask me any questions?
Well, you
guys.
guys.
How do you feel about Carlton going up towards the Gabba, mate? Like it's going to be hard task, man. It's honestly, like I said before, having that week's rest, and Brisbane are going to. Mark could just see Joe Dana and the Cameron going crazy, mate. So, what are your thoughts about going up there, mate?
I reckon Newman will keep him quiet, so I'm not really worried about Cameron. I think our midfield will definitely not only match him, definitely better than him, and our defense has seemed to be held, mate. They've lost their last two preliminary finals at the Gabba, so it's not like look, it's a tough ask going to Brisbane. They haven't lost the game there all year. It's a tough fucking ask, but I'm excited. We're in the preliminary, and we shouldn't be fucking like complaining about where we play, who we play. Play anyone, anytime, mate. That's the way I feel it. You want to ask me where we're going to win it? We bring back Harry. We bring back Martin. Our defense is strong, man. They've got our forward line is strong, man. Curnow hasn't played well the last two. I can just see him exploding this week. Midfield, I mean, Sam Walsh is probably the player of the series so far. He's killing it. Last week, he was a monster last week, man. He's contested ball. He got 600 meters gain, man. He's kicked two important goals, man. He's winning clearances, 34 and 17. He had 43 pressure acts. 43. man, I think it's the highest, or might be the highest or second highest of the year. You know what I mean? The guy's a gun. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it, and I think we've got a huge chance to get him. I don't think if you look at them, Brisbane haven't been playing that well. They beat Port, and you can see Port are a fucking junk, right? They just struggled to the line. Their 2 previous games, they just beat the Saints, and they just beat another team by within 2 goals. So it's not like they're flying. You know what I mean? And they have got those demons of losing those preliminary finals. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cam Rayner, mate. I think you need to watch out for that player, Cam
Yeah, we've got to
Rayner.
watch out for
I think
Cam Rayner. We've got to watch out for Cameron. We've got to watch out for Danner. We've got to watch out for a lot of them.
Yeah, just inform. Just inform. He's playing some good footy.
So do they. So I'm not worried about like stopping there. I think they should be worried about stopping us. Our midfield, we're the best contested. One of the best contested teams out there. So they'll be worried if we can get the ball on our terms. I think they've got something to worry about, and we've got outside pace now. And our forward lines is always going to be difficult for any team to come up against. You know what I mean? And our defense holds up.
Got to keep the crowd quiet, mate.
What's that?
You got to keep the crowd quiet, like
definitely. Like a good start. A good start is very important in any away, and that's why I said about GWS. A good start is huge. You know, because I actually said I think if we're 3 or 4 goals down in the last quarter, it might be too much of a gap for us to do, being away. But if it's close or we're in front, man, I really can see us winning this game. I'm telling you.
Yeah, get some luck on your side.
I think a little bit similar to the Giants at the moment.
Easy, man. Seriously, that luck thing is really a load of crap, man. And you've even heard the footy experts say that's just there's no luck, mate. Luck is about, you know what luck is? The harder you work, the luckier you get. Unfortunately, Essendon don't work hard at all, so they never get lucky.
You need a bit of luck, mate. I think the luck might just run out this week, Rock, mate. I've been really proud of Carlton studs.
Again, they've done well, mate. Listen, you say that every week. So what it does is it loses that thing. By you saying it every week, it means nothing. It's like me saying,
okay, so now, maybe what I should be doing, maybe I should start going for Carlton. I'm gonna start going for.
What are you? Are you Nostradamus? You make a prediction and then eventually it happens and you think you're right. Please, Mark, at least make a proper prediction.
Well, I'll go for Carlton this week, so then they'll lose. All right? How does that sound?
Quinn was going to say something intelligent.
I hope it's intelligent now, but I was just going to say
the Carlton's going to win. The Carlton's going to win.
I think similar to the Giants and just the momentum that they're rolling with, Carlton are in that same boat where they've just got all that momentum flying behind them. And Rock, I agree with you. I'm not big on Brisbane being this super unbeatable side at the Gabba. I've watched them all year. And yes, they've had some good wins there, no doubt. And they're not easy to beat. I'm not saying they're easy to beat, but you're right. The last 3 games, they beat Adelaide there by 6 points. They came to Melbourne. They beat Collingwood at Marvel by 20-odd. And then they beat St Kilda by just 12. And St Kilda, I think, were the worst team to make finals in the last few years. I don't think they should have been there themselves. So you look at their recent wins and their recent performances. They haven't been the Giants or these monsters that people say they are at the Gabba. So I think they're definitely beatable. And if Carlton turn up and they don't let the pressure get to them and the crowd doesn't get in their ear too much, then I think they're every chance. I don't see why they can't come up and win it. But in saying that, everyone's talking about this being Brisbane's best chance. I still think 2020 was their best chance, the COVID year. Yeah. The grand final was at the Gabba, and they coughed it up then. But how many more years can they keep coughing it up? I think they've surely, if they don't come out firing here and giving a real performance, and there's going to be some questions asked of Brisbane because they just can't seem to get past the prelim. And they've done it for nearly 5 years now where they've struggled. So it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting watch.
Yeah, no, and like you said, you mirrored what I said. You know, I'm not fearful of Brisbane. I'm not fearful of Brisbane. It's not like they've been dominating the competition. They've been just getting by. Yeah, they finished second. They did well. But they haven't been great. We've got momentum. We've been playing well, man. I'm happy. Mark might say there, but I'm wrapped with our wins, mate. We've won where we've held. We've won where we've come from behind. We're doing it all, man. So when it comes to Saturday, I'm confident in the side, whatever they put in front of us. I think we're ready for it. And if we fall short, we fall short. But the attitude of this team is the best I've seen for years, mate. And another thing is, it's those role players, like I've been saying, mate. Mate, we've got role players now, man. You've got the Cottrells, you've got the Hollands, you've got like Fogarty. Fogarty you never hear from, but he's always leading in the tackles. It's very hard to get that ball out once we get it into that 50, you get people like Chincotta. He's come and he's doing a role. Kemp has been a revelation for us, you know what I mean? PDK has got to next level. His last 2 games have been extraordinary. You know what I mean? Really. Like he kicked last week, we needed a goal. And he come up and kicked 2 goals, like in that first. Pitternet might not be the best ruckman, but I'm telling you, he fucking hurt. He hurt Gawn, mate. He made him work hard. You know what I mean? So, look, I'm super confident in the side, man. I have true belief in the side, mate. The way they're playing is they're playing with heart. They're playing with heart. And some of those things, they're like Doherty and Akers. Cribs is playing with a fucking Franco Cotro mattress on his side there, man. And the bloke again, like he got something like 9 or 10 or 11 contested possessions, man, was instrumental. Like he's really lifted as a captain. Lift. You know what I mean? So, hey, bring it on, mate. I'm not scared of Brisbane.
Rocco, which store did Cripps get his mattress from? Footscray or Brunswick?
Well, I think it's Brunswick.
Not the Melbourne.
Closed.
That's fair enough.
What about you, Luke? Have you got something to say before we're going to close up about the Blues playing the Pies in the grand final? What do you reckon about Brisbane?
See, the thing is with Carlton, I cannot stand the fact that they're here. I can't stand to admit that you guys are a shot. That's the problem. But my honest opinion is everyone's looking at it like Brisbane, it's at the Gabba, they're fine, they haven't lost all year. They're in finals. Whatever happens on the day happens on the day. Whatever you did in the year means nothing. If you don't show up on the day, you're not going to win. The whole year, I know we were first. My prediction was Melbourne were the premiers. They were the best team. And they're out in straight sets because they never turned up on the day. So I don't think it matters who's in form, who's done this in this season. It just matters whatever happens. If you want to show up, you show up. And realistically, I am going to put, if I was to put money on the game, I'd still put it on Brisbane because I think their crowd can get behind them. But I think if Carlton's going to win the game, it's going to be from Curnow having a big game because he hasn't had a big game yet. He's had 2 goals in the 2 games. He'll kick about 5, I reckon. He'll hurt him.
Yeah.
Harris Andrews, I don't think he'll have an answer for him.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And I think Mackay coming in is going to be huge for us because you've got to put someone on him, man. And people have been saying Mackay has been playing that well, but if you look at his game around the ground, it's been huge. It's been huge, man. He's been taking. I think before he got injured, he was leading in contested marks, or very high up there. Maybe I'm wrong there, but very high up there, So the bloke is instrumental. And Martin coming back in, he's been huge. In the second half of the year, Martin's been huge, man. He's not only the goals he kicks, the pressure him, Motlop and Owies and Fogarty put in that forward line is huge, mate. Have a look at the pressure rack. So, I agree with you. I'm not scared of him. It is at Brisbane. That's the issue. That's the problem. You know what I mean? There's always going to be a home ground advantage, always. But I'm not scared. I'm looking forward to this. And the last time we lost, we played in a final in Brisbane. We lost to Brisbane. We were 29 points up at 3/4 time and lost by 7. And guess who was coaching Brisbane? Michael Voss. So he comes back to his old side, comes back to his old ground, and he's going to want to win this. Yeah. So we'll make some predictions. You know what I'm going to say? The Blues are going to take this home. No worries, mate. And you're all three going to go Brisbane because you're a bunch of wimps. Go. Mark?
I don't know.
No. Well, I think Carlton's luck's run out. They've probably got a few too many one-hit wonders there in the team. So I think Brisbane will smash them.
I put your quote on our show. I'm going to put it on TikTok about your last comments that you did last week. You did the exact same comments. Can you just wipe here for a sec? Because you got a bit of egg. You got a bit of egg there, mate.
That's right. Carlton's luck's going to run out. And like I said, you've got probably one or two many one-hit wonders there. You know the song, those songs that you play.
Who's the one-hit wonders?
Oh, you've got a few players that are one-hit wonders, like Camp and Conchetta and Akers and all that. They're playing all right. They're playing all right football, but those players there, Camp, Conchetta, Akers, Blanket and Sheets,
and Kemp's
Rip and Stimpy, Laverne and Shirley, Dumb and Dumber.
Kemp's been
So this is my tip here. Yeah, this is my segment now for a second.
I don't really give a fuck.
Carlton run out of luck.
If you're going to make a stupid statement, right? I'm going to jump.
It's not a stupid statement. I reckon Carlton have got probably one or two many one-hit wonders.
And they haven't been one-hit wonders because they've been in the side.
They are. It's like, but that's it. Now they'll last 1 year and then they'll be gone next year. So Brisbane, they're going to come out firing. Ex-bomber Joe Danaher will kick 5. Curnow
whatever.
might struggle to kick. I reckon Curnow will struggle to kick 1 or 2 goals. You all say, because he didn't kick any goals last week, that means he's going to come out and fire up and kick 5 or 6. No, he's probably on a downer. Players are starting to work him out. He'll get smashed. Andrews will smash him, mate. Sorry, Luca, but Andrews will smash him. And I reckon Brisbane will give you guys a lesson about finals, about prelim finals. It's not about the day. Brisbane will come out.
2 minutes. You're supposed to just give it.
And Brisbane will win by at least 5 or 6 goals.
Oh, I'm gonna love clipping this and putting this on TikTok. All right, Quinny, go.
Firstly, Luca, you'll get used to the back and forth. Usually it's Rocco and Manny, but obviously Mark's taking the place today. You'll get used to the back and forth, mate. You just sit in the corner, you stay quiet for a couple of minutes. It's all right. Gather your thoughts. You get used to it. But I'm gonna go the underdog here. I don't know. I got a weird feeling about the Blues. They're just on a bit of a roller coaster at the moment, so I'm gonna go the Blues.
Well done. I like it. What about you?
Thanks, Matula. Love you too, darling. I'm not a Manny.
Are you going to see a Carlton Collingwood grand final?
See, I don't want to. I've already told people if it's Carlton Collingwood grand final, I'll move to Noosa. I'll go off the grid. No one will hear from me anymore. I'm not watching that. I refuse.
If we win that grand final,
I know. But I reckon. Well, before I say my prediction, I'd just like to say something that Rocco clearly likes to move past. Back when Carlton was not getting many wins and they were clearly on the downer, I told him, don't worry, Carlton can make the finals. They're a strong side. They will make it. And he said to me, nah, you're just saying that to be rude. You're a smart ass. And now look at us. They're sitting here in the final 4. So I'd like a round of applause from you, Rock, before I say my prediction.
I have to admit, it was, but at the time, man, I couldn't see the next win. And Bossy actually stated, right? After we won 5 or 6 games, he said at the time we couldn't see where the next win was coming. So it wasn't just me. But I have to admit, we went somewhere. I can't remember where it was. We were at a function somewhere, and Luca said to me, "Don't worry, I think they can do it." So he was confident. Well done. But I think you were being a bit smart.
That was a problem. I thought you'd come 8th. Get out, and I wouldn't have to worry about you. But now you're here, and you're causing problems, and I'm hating it right now. But realistically, I think you have to put a prediction on the game.
Between you and Dylan, mate, someone's going to cop it. Between my son and you, someone's going to cop it.
It's going to be bad. But no, I reckon I would still back Brisbane by only about 8 or 9 points because in the end of the day, Brisbane usually they play one good quarter, and I feel like that might come in the first or the second. And I feel like slowly it will slowly fizzle out, and Carlton will come back. But I feel like they'll be just too far out the game to win it at that point.
No, that's a good. At least it's a it's a smart prediction, unlike the dumbass at the bottom here. But yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm going to pick Blues, and I'm going to pick. I'm going to say every game we're going to play is going to give me a fucking heart attack. I've been right the first two. Last week I predicted 3 points. We won by 2. So the week before I predicted also a low score, and I still predict. I think we'll win by maybe 6 or 7. I hope it's more than a goal with a minute to go, because yeah, I don't know how much more I can take of these fucking close finishes, man. They're doing my
You don't know
head
how
in.
much more you can take. I lived with
Oh,
this for
mate,
2
I'm
years. These
telling you,
close
last
wins.
week, mate, I at the end of the game, first of all, one of my mates got kicked out, right? The second of all, we were having brawls with the worst supporters are fucking Melbourne supporters. They are just, go back to your chalets, you know nothing about the game. And then by the end of it, I had this fucking, like a headache. It felt like I had like a tumor all over my head, mate. It was killing me, mate. All right. What do we got here? Let's see. Haha, true Luca. Yeah, they're starting to like it. What's everyone think about Luca's fucking first
Everyone's saying
episode?
see
What
you
does
in
everyone
Noosa.
reckon? What's that?
Keep him
Everyone's
on,
telling me
get rid
they'll
of
see
Manny.
me in Noosa, so I might have to start packing my bags.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Our bag, yes. The lady is so dumb. Yeah, everyone knows about the lady who got my mate Mars kicked out because they couldn't handle the banter. Oh, those shit. Yeah, we've got a bit. They get rid of Manny, man. I'm telling you, very good, Luca. Look at this, mate. The Luca, the goat. Mate, what's going on, mate? I'm telling you, these young kids. Anyway, these young kids think they can take over, but we've got to fucking slap them around a little bit every once in a while just to teach them a lesson. But it's been good. Hey, listen, everyone, it's a big week in finals here. I know you don't understand, Mark, but it is a big week in finals this week, man. It's preliminary final, probably
Good luck, boys.
the best week of the finals. The grand final, yeah, it's all good, you know, but this is the week for the fans, mate. This is when everyone gets to go and get into a grand final. So where do we go? I just got some more.
Good luck, fellas. Good luck.
Oh, you're one of the favorite. Luca makes sense. It's scary. What do we got here? Luca, I only like you on Forever Rivals. Yes, that's true. What's this one here? Malta Benny, the jumper punch. Yes, the jumper punch. All right, guys, it's been great. It's been great. The hour and a half went real quick. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thanks, Luca, for joining us.
Thanks, Luca.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
I hope you get punished and yeah, there's like 3 or 4 bloody reports. And actually, I hope you win, because I really, as much as it would hurt me, I'd love to see a Carlton and Collingwood grand final. That would be this city would go. Yes, look at this, Luca, the super sub. Yes, he is a super sub. All right, guys, thank you for coming. Thanks, guys, and yeah, let's finish it off as we always do.
Go the Bombers!
Flag
Go
guys.
Tigers!